Hello folks, welcome back to the tutorial. In this session we are going to observe another important object-oriented programming feature related to inheritance, that is abstract. This is the inheritance hierarchy with which we are working. In this hierarchy, if I have coded this hierarchy, it appears like this. This is the superclass, that is shape with dim1 dim2 double parameters and two constructors. One is with parameters, the other one is without parameters, and calc area member method, and one subclass called triangle, which is overriding the calc area with the specific functionality, and another subclass rectangle. Again, this is implementing calc area with its own specific functionality. Now here, if I write an application just with the shape by removing every subclass without having any subclasses, I have developed a small application to test the functionality of the superclass. It works fine, but what is the area it is going to display? It is going to return, that is 0. Can you find any such a shape which have dimensions 10 and 20 but its area is 0? No, such kind of a shape we cannot find anywhere. Then what is the problem here? The calc area. Why should it exist in this class? And what will happen if I remove this calc area method from this class? Suppose I did not define calc area in this class. What will happen? When I develop application with the triangle and rectangle subclasses, the calc area method invocation fails. Now, why these two lines throws error if I remove calc area from the superclass? Here I am calling the calc area method with the superclass reference variable. If I remove calc area from the superclass variable, the superclass reference variable don't know about calc area, so the calc area method invocation will fail. Here, as a result of failure of this, the single reference variable instantiating with all subclasses fails, means polymorphism failed, hence the calc area should exist in the shape class, that is in the superclass, though there is no much business value of this method. Here in this class, can we find any shape which have dimensions but area is 0? Obviously we cannot find. In that case, what is the point of having this object? Means the object of shape class. With this discussion we have two questions there. The calc area method presence is required, but the functionality is not. How we can do that? We should not allow anyone to instantiate the shape class since it don't have any meaning. How do we do it? These are the two questions we have. The answer is abstract. Here the abstract, how we use the abstract and what is the meaning of abstract. Its English meaning is existing in theory or idea but not physically existing. This is about the abstract. In any standard English dictionary you can find this meaning. Now let us observe how this abstract is to be used. First, abstract class. Simply structure without providing complete implementation of every method. There are situations in which you will want to define a superclass that declares the structure of given abstract without providing complete implementation of every method. A superclass is a generalized form. Sometimes you will want to create a superclass with only defines a generalized form that will be shared by all of its subclasses and leaving it to each of the subclass to fill in the details. Such a class determines the nature of the methods that the subclasses must implement. This situation can occur when a superclass unable to create a meaningful implementation of all or few of the methods, and it is very common for methods to have no meaningful definition within the superclass. We can observe our superclass shape hierarchy. The area calculation method returned 0. In this case, we may ensure that a subclass override all necessary abstract methods from the superclass. The Java's solution for this is abstract method. Now, what is this abstract method? These abstract methods must be overridden by subclasses, and it is the responsibility of the subclasses to override the abstract methods. Its syntax appears like this. The standard method declarator line, that is the first line of method definition, will qualify with abstract keyword, and this kind of a method don't have any body, simply ended with a semicolon. And any class which contains one or more abstract methods must also be declared abstract. For that, simply put the abstract keyword in front of the class definition. In class definition, class keyword. There can be no objects of an abstract class, means an abstract class cannot be directly instantiated with the new operator or keyword, since they are useless, not fully defined, nor incompleted. And all the subclasses must either override all the abstract methods of the superclass or be declared abstract itself. So, based on this complete understanding, let us try to enhance our use case, that is with the shape use case. Here, this is the shape use case. Here, my shape superclass. This is the method which don't have any business meaning, any relevant meaning, that is already we discussed. There is no shape. You cannot find any shape which have area 0, though it have positive values as dimensions. So how we can remove this? By making this class abstract. As a result of making this method abstract, make sure this method should not have any body. Remove this body and end with semicolon. Finished. This is an abstract method. Whenever a class have at least one abstract method, that class is forced to be an abstract class. Here, abstract keyword again. This is an abstract class. This works fine, but just to have a review, this class is not abstract class, and this class don't have any abstract method. Now, this is a concrete class which allows instantiation. Now, can I make this class abstract class? Perfectly, you can make this class abstract class. Here, the understanding is a class don't need to have any abstract methods to make it abstract. That is the requirement of the developer or the application. Simply put abstract keyword in front of the class becomes abstract class. Not necessary to have any abstract methods in this class, but it is forced. Suppose here I have an abstract method in this class. This is an abstract method. Now it is forced. Syntax forces you to make the class abstract. This is the way. And when it is an abstract class, it will not allow for any instance or object of the class. For example, s equals to new shape is not allowed, maybe with dimensions or not, it will not allow. The reason is, see, it shows the reason here, cannot instantiate the type shape. The reason is the shape class is abstract class. In this way, we can prevent instantiating the meaningless objects. Before that, we can remove the meaningless operations to method. Method presence required, but not the operation, by making the abstract method. And another important object-oriented programming related feature, that is using the final keyword. Final keyword is used for variables makes the variable constant. A variable declaration in any class can be qualified with the final keyword makes the variable constant. It is not variable anymore. Then onwards it is a constant. What is the effect of constant? It will not allow any object to change its value. In fact, it forces to initialize its value in the class definition itself. And one more thing, you cannot write any setter method to this constant. Let us have a look on the code. Now, for example, I'm going to have a simple class. Just this is a demonstration related class, so there is no specific business meaning in our current project. In app or beans, I will define a simple class, new class demo. This demo class is going to have two member variables, int val1, int val2. These two are member variables. Now, if I want, I can define the setter methods, constructor, everything to these methods. First, let us observe the setter methods. Setter getter methods I have defined. Now, you observe, for this val1, I want to make constant. So what can I do? Final, finish. This val1 has become a constant. Why it is showing error? Since it is constant, any of the object cannot assign value or change value of this constant, that is val1. It is forced to assign a value here. Okay. Now another point here. If I have provided a setter method, the user of this demo class may call the setter method to change the value of the constant. So even setter methods are not allowed for constants, that is a variable qualified with final keyword. The another purpose of this final keyword is to qualify a method. Whenever you qualify a method with the final keyword, the subclasses cannot change the method definition. How a subclass can change the method? Means by overriding a method of superclass, a subclass is changing the method definition. This is not allowed. This is prevented when we qualify a method with the final keyword. For example, let us go with our use case, that is a shape use case. Here in the shape use case, suppose I have defined a method called public void hello. Here's is out hello. Now, if the triangle wanted, the triangle can override public void hello method. Okay, here this method is overriding the superclass hello method. This is for confirmation. Now, if the shape class hello method is a final method like this, this final keyword you can place even before the public keyword or after the public keyword. It is not a big difference. Now, if I try to override this final method in the subclass, see here in the subclass it is showing error. Cannot override the final method from shape. That is the problem. Means it will not allow overriding. This is about final method. Now, next, another purpose of this final keyword is to qualify a class, preventing inheritance. A subclass can change the definition of a class by adding few methods, by overriding the methods of the superclass. If a class qualified with the final keyword, that class will not permit any inheritance. Now, if you observe our use case, that is a shape class, here for time being there is no abstract method, and since there is no abstract method and these methods have override annotation, it throws error. Now let us remove that override annotation. Now here let us make this class final. Again here final you can keep even before the public keyword or after the public keyword. Okay, this class is final. It will not allow any inheritance, means defining subclasses from this superclass is prevented. Now you observe here in the triangle class, it is showing error. Shape. Type triangle cannot subclass the final class shape. Okay, this is the error. Again, in the rectangle, the same error. The type rectangle cannot subclass the final shape class. This is the error. So you cannot define the subclasses from final classes. So this is about final keyword. 3 ways of using this final keyword. By now, almost all object-oriented programming features are completed, and we'll continue with another session. Thank you for watching.